What is up, everyone? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Tuesday, November 26th. I'm Denise Salcedo, and I'm going to be joined by Chinedu in just a couple of minutes. He will be joining me. He's my Tuesday co-host. However, he's also a father, so he had to take care of his baby, and he'll come on in just a second. But we got NXT to talk about here today, and we are about a week and a half now away from NXT deadline. I believe, that's December 7th. So we are getting closer and closer to that. And NXT deadline is really shaping up to be something because the Iron Survivor matches that we have for both the men and the women are looking like they could possibly be best Iron Survivor matches that we've had, probably like throughout the entire inception since we've had it. But here we go, guys. Chinedu is with us now. Chinedu, what is up, dude? Oh, Chinedu, you're muted. Yeah, don't worry. Your audio is not coming through. Just come back and try again, and we'll get you in a minute. All right, we'll give him a second, guys. So anyways, as I was saying, this is definitely going to be one of the strongest, I think, Iron Survivor matches that we're going to be seeing. And then on top of that, they made some announcements in terms of some appearances that we're going to be seeing next week, some legends that will be coming through, and that's definitely going to get people talking, I think. And then also we found out, of course, we know that there's only one spot left for both the men's and the women's Iron Survivor, but everybody is going to be getting a last chance match at getting back into the Iron Survivor. So I think we got that. Let me see if we got Chinedu now. Chinedu, are you good? Oh, Chinedu, I can't hear you. Let me see 1 second if we can get you in here. Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear you. Oh. All right, we'll try again. Poor Chinedu. Guys, Chinedu's out there being a dad, being a hustler, being all of these things. He's got a lot on his plate. So he's definitely
check. Mic check.
You're good.
I'm
Chinedu,
good.
I
Excellent.
was worried there for a second. I was like, I have no idea what's happening to Chinedu.
I was worried too. I was like, what's up with these settings, man? Like this is definitely hateration going on in the dance right now. Keep me coming to review one of the best shows in wrestling right now. But I'm in here. The baby's asleep. Baby is full of, I believe it's Similac. It's not Similac. Formula, full of formula and food. He's good. He shouldn't wake up for another about 3-4 hours. But we're going to review NXT. We're in here. We made it.
All right, you guys, give some love to Chinedu in the chat, man. Dude is hustling, all right? Especially everybody here who is a parent. I'm pretty sure they will understand the responsibilities that come with that. But Chinedu, I was just talking about how I feel like this for NXT Deadline, the women's and the men's Iron Survivor is honestly looking like it could possibly be the best one. Do you agree with that? And also, how did you feel about NXT today?
I wholeheartedly agree. This is probably the best lineup we've had in a while. It's so many people who I feel can legitimately go the distance. Like there isn't a single person in here that I don't think could actually win it all, and maybe not win it the match though, but really contend for it and go all the way though. So I really feel it's a really good lineup. I like how they've made it important. NXT's always had a way of making Iron Survivor feel very important. Like they've dedicated episodes to it. That opening match was like very lengthy. That took up a lot of time. It just shows how important they view the Iron Survivor. So the way they book it down to the competitors, I feel all around is really, really good. And tonight's episode, I really enjoyed. I really did enjoy. There were certain segments in there I want to get to. I was like, wait, what's that? But I feel like they put certain Easter eggs in here that I'm very curious to see what happens next. I did not think, I know we'll get to it later, I did not think I'd care about Chase U anymore. They have me curious now.
Why? Okay, well, might as well start there. Why did they get you curious today with Chase U?
Who was calling Andre Chase? What's happening? Are they going to make a Chase Academy? Chase Tech? You know what I mean? Chase Community College? What are they going to do?
I don't know. I don't know, but I think everybody knows here that I was dancing on Chase U's grave last week. So I'm kind of just like, oh, okay, Chase U, they're going to say their goodbye. Cool. That's what we're at right now. But in terms of what is going to happen next with Chase U, at this point, we're still stuck with theories. And you had said like, oh, hey, maybe they're going to do like another version of Chase U. So that could be an option. Maybe somebody will call in and be like, we'll support Chase U and bring it back to life. I don't know, but we got a couple of super chat, so let's get to it. Here we go. This is Stephen Marchuli who says, Giulia is a level above. future WrestleMania main event player. Take my money, Giulia versus Stephanie. All right, man. Honestly, I'm not even surprised that we're starting there because I kind of wanted to start already with the women's Iron Survivor. I was trying to hold off, Chinedu. I really was. But let's get to it, guys. I don't even know how. Here's the thing. I feel like we can kind of say who we think is going to win. I would say for the most part, a lot of people here are expecting for the winner of NXT Deadline's Women's Iron Survivor to be Giulia, right? Because everyone's anticipating Giulia versus Roxanne Perez. Before Giulia even came into NXT, people were expecting for Giulia to defeat Roxanne Perez and take her NXT Women's Championship. Now we are in a position where that can indeed happen. So check this out. The Women's Iron Survivor. These are the competitors. So Ruka, Stephanie Vaquer, Zarya, Giulia, who qualified today after defeating Kelani. And then we still have one spot, TBD, which I think your girl might still make it in this, Chinedu. I think Jada Parker might be filling that 5th spot because Ava announced that the people that lost are going to be getting a second chance and filling in that last spot. So it's looking like it may be Jada. But I want to kind of start there because this match was freaking awesome with Giulia and Kelani. I loved how, like, I'm gonna steal your word, they were nasty. They were nasty in there. They were so aggressive. They were so mean, like the slap exchange, what do you call it? The moment where Giulia caught Kelani after she tried to do the split-legged moonsault, her locking her into that triangle lock submission was absolutely nuts, but Kelani like hanging in there, power bombing her. I mean, all of that. It was so freaking good. And we knew Giulia was going to win here, but there it is. What do you think of this lineup? What did you think of this match?
Well, I also thought it was a nasty match. I did too. I mean, just I loved it, and I did expect Giulia to win. When I saw the matchup, I was a bit disappointed because I like Kelani. You never want to see your favorites lose, but I did know when I saw it happening, I was like, this is at least going to be a very good showing. Like I was curious to see how they're going to keep Kelani looking strong, make sure she doesn't look like she just got jobbed out, and she didn't. It was an amazing match. All the back and forth. I love how they still showed the sportsmanship that they had the respect, but when it came down to it, I want to win. You know what I'm saying? I want to win, MF. I want to win, mother. That's how I felt. Like it was both like we were going at it, and I liked it. I really liked it. In the end, I'm happy Giulia won because I'm not trying to make I mean this, I mean this metaphorically though, but I know Stephanie and Giulia are like the new toys. They're not gonna have them lose. That's not gonna happen right now. They've had too much hype, too much build up for them to take a loss at this point at all. So I knew they were gonna keep them strong, which is fine. It's very fine, But it was a good matchup. I love Kelani showing here. She looks so good in this match. I was like, this girl's gonna be a star on the main roster any day now. I felt like Kelani and Vaquer as well, but I felt Giulia and Kelani of Giulia and Vaquer. I agree, Steven. But anything with Kelani in it, please take my money. This girl is a star, okay? And if she turns heel and she gets nasty bust down, middle part like that with a little lead part right there coming on, I like that. Maybe some glasses too. She gonna tear it up out there, man.
I feel like today was the first day that I got a glimpse of that version of Kelani because she was not I'm just a cute little girl on this locker room. Like, no, she was not presenting herself that way. Today, when she was staring eye to eye, like there was a final shot, like right before they went to a commercial break. And let me see if I still have it here. But there was a shot of, and I do have it, there was a shot of Giulia and Kelani right before the commercial break when they had literally slapped each other. And check this out. Look at this photo. Look how mad both of these women are. This is not cutesy Kelani. I'm just here, happy to be here and have fun. No, I was the first women's NXT North American champion, Kelani. Like that is the vibe that she's giving off here. She's not the new girl anymore. That's it. She's getting rid of that. Chinedu, we're getting closer to your manifestation of Kelani.
And I love it so much. I cannot wait for her to turn heel, possibly, at the next pay-per-view. Who knows? Because again, this is a girl who had the title. She's frustrated. I want her to get on that mic and say, I'm tired of being overlooked. I'm tired of every week NXT signs a new woman, a new flavor of the week. I'm tired of it. I was the first, I was the best, I was the only, and you will not forget about me. That's the attitude I want her to have, because she wants to be the best. I want them to inject a little bit of Charlotte Flair, I'm the queen type of mentality into Kelani, and boom, we have one of the best heels on the roster, in my opinion.
Wow. And I'm going to be honest with you, Chinedu. You called that from the very beginning. I saw her as like a sweet little thing, put her on Lizzie McGuire, put her on the Disney Channel. That's what I saw. I saw Disney Channel Kelani Jordan. But now we're starting to see her with a little bit more edge, and that could be the thing to take her over. However, I do like to have a good amount of female baby faces on the roster. And right now I feel like we have more heels on the women's side than we do baby faces. At least that's how it feels, because like even looking at this lineup, right? You got Ruka, she's more of a baby face. You got Stephanie Vaquer. I guess I was wrong here. But for the most part though, I still feel like we have more female heels on the roster. At least that's who it feels like. It's more dominant, because you got Roxanne, Cora, Fallon, the entire Fatal Influence. Who else am I missing? That's super obvious.
Who else? I know we're missing more people. So I mean, the meta girls are considered heels, I would say, still, right?
I'm gonna.
Do you say like tweeners?
They feel like they almost feel a little baby face to me.
Baby face now, you think?
Kind of. You got Lola Vice was also a heel.
Yeah,
there's a few.
You know, I also feel too, and also as well. So I feel like we have more invested in the heel characters than the face characters right now. I feel like they're more fleshed out, more developed, and I feel it makes them seem more prominent compared to the faces, though, because we feel we have stronger heels. Like you said, Roxanne, we have Cora Jade, we have Fatal Influence. So, like, do we have any like face women factions on NXT right now? We
Face
don't.
women factions? No, not really. No, I can't think
of
it. The only thing I'm thinking about right now is Fatal Influence. And there's a bunch of like clicks backstage, and we see a bunch of the girls hanging out, but they're not really like an actual faction. So probably I would say the closest would be Metaphor.
Yeah.
The Metaphor girls.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not an all-exclusive female group. It's just two.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, man, I wonder if Noam Dar is watching this proud. Like, man, they are really like giving it a go, because I don't know if Metaphor's gonna be back, because by the time Noam gets back, I don't think they're gonna be on NXT anymore. But I'm just happy that they had that time together, and again, great things happening. But overall, yeah, you're right. I do feel it's more faces. Like Kelani may turn one day, but I do feel you are right. She's probably better served right now as a baby face, at least until they get more like elevated and fleshed out to where she can transition to be a heel, and we don't feel like it's just an overpowering amount of heels in the company. But one day though, man, but that nasty bust down Aaliyah middle part Aaliyah thing, it's coming though. It's coming.
I feel like Kalani's gonna call you and be like, so Chinedu, tell me exactly what you envision, and let's work on this look and make it happen. But all right, so with that being said, I know we're not getting into predictions yet, because we're still a little bits away from the actual deadline pay-per-view. We still got another NXT show. But just right now, though, here's the thing. I had started to say earlier that I know most of us are expecting Giulia to win. But I'm going to be real with you. I'm looking at this, and I'm not so sure. I feel like because of the story that we're seeing, we're expecting it to be Giulia. But I'm like, shit, how are you counting out Ruka, who has been so consistent on the show? So many of us thought that she was going to be the first NXT North American Women's Champion. You got Stephanie, who's been hella on fire. And then you got Zarya, who is so menacing and so terrifying. And we're still missing who else is going to be the fifth person. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, shit. Maybe, just maybe, and I've noticed that at times, I feel like Shawn Michaels likes to surprise us a little bit with some of these wins and not make it so obvious. I feel like this one, again, the more popular choice may be Giulia due to the storytelling, due to what we've been predicting before she even got there. But what if, Chinedu, what if they do want to throw us a curveball and go a different direction? Who would you say is that different direction? Who would you say is the number 2 pick? And I'm assuming that Giulia is also your number 1 pick in terms of who you believe might win.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
All right, just making sure. I'm like, what am I assuming for Chinedu?
Absolutely. Because the way everything's been booked, it absolutely is gonna be Giulia. Like if it isn't, I'm very surprised though. I mean, if they bust out with the Sol Ruka, because I feel Sol Ruka could be a red herring in this, so like could throw us off. We're not, I'm expecting her to have a good showing, but I'm not expecting Sol Ruka to maybe win just because based on how she's booked right now, she's not really doing anything right now. There's nothing really going on with her in terms of character storyline besides the Iron Survivor tournament though. So that could be a possible really good curveball to throw at us though. But again, Team Jada Parker. Okay, listen, Jada Parker. I feel she has that Stone Cold Fury that I feel she'll do great with that title shot. I'm a huge fan. I know some of our third year.
Do you think that's your number 2?
I think so, yeah. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with her. Got to, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
But then, at the same time, it's like, here's the thing though. I kind of want somebody to win that won their first qualifier. Don't you think?
Yeah, because Jada did lose.
Or does it matter? As long as you make it in.
Well, I mean, at the same, but the thing is, too, I mean, like, man, because Jada lost to Giulia. She lost to Giulia, didn't she, last week?
Right.
No, it shouldn't matter. Well, I mean, this is the land of the wins losses matter anymore. Well, they matter again now. Triple H is in charge. We're back. Denise, don't do this to me. I was
just trying to throw you for a loophole. Jim. But I'm sticking with.
I'm already glitching out. Okay,
Giulia and Jada. All right, those are, as of right now, those are your top 2 picks. All right, cool. I'm gonna go with Giulia as the most obvious pick, but my second right now is, this is so fucking hard. Chinedu, I'm literally looking at this because I'm a Sol Ruka fangirl, but I also like everybody else involved. I also like the idea of making Zarya like super dominant and super terrifying. But if I was going to do a number 2, I would go with Stephanie just for, I don't even know, but I can't even decide. Like, I think like Stephanie and Sol Ruka, especially for Sol Ruka, it's more so that I've been waiting for her moment to really take off. And I know you see Kelani as like a future top heel. I see Sol Ruka. I know, like you said, she doesn't really have like a major story or anything, but I see Sol Ruka as a top baby face someday. I mean, come on, she's got the California chill girl vibe. How do you not want to like see her just be like that super cool, I'm gonna go surfing type of gal?
I can honestly agree. I mean, and I felt the logical booking money would be Giulia and Stephanie though, because they came in with so much hype, and we always felt eventually, although they're a team, there can only be one champion. It's gonna have to come down to the 2 of them against each other eventually. So that probably will be the more likely scenario. I'm just a big Jay Parker fan. Shout out Jay Parker. That's the homie for real. And I know we got thirstier fans in here that like her for other reasons. I understand, but I generally like Jay Parker for her talent. She has great personality, great mic skills. So I hope that she does win though. But the smarter money, I will admit, is your pick. I will be real. It is. That's the smarter money.
I love how we're so biased on this podcast, Chinedu. You're like, I love this person, so this person must win everything.
I know.
I'm like, no, I love this person. This person must win everything. We're so biased.
Yep. No shame in it too, man. Like, I hope she does win. But again, I feel the smart money would be that though. And again, Sol Ruka, I agree. She has like that. There's something about that about Cali vibes you just can't replicate. They're so chill, relaxed, just hanging out. It's like it's. I feel it's her attitude is infectious though. Like she makes you happy. She comes out to the ring, you feel relaxed. Okay, it's chill, cool vibes though, and I love it. And that Reds joke sticks in my head every time I see her. I don't know why. I may have to send Reds like a cash app for $20 for that. That was a long lasting laugh in my mind forever. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about. But if you know, it's hilarious.
We got Sheldon Jackson here in the house who says, so Chinedu, you had a week. Did you watch the video bout between Denise and Ski? Also, the fact that NXT are trying to build up Ridge is a effing joke. Like, Ridge is really going to be Trick. He ain't, period. I really hope they don't try to throw us a curveball there and have Ridge Holland defeat Trick Williams. Like, that would just be batshit crazy, insane. Let's not even try to go there. Let's really not try to go there, okay? And I'm not trying to be like screw Ridge or anything like that. No, but I just think that it kind of feels like it's being forced down our throats right now. And I'm not really so sure that he's won people over in a heel manner. Because, there's heels we love and then there's heels that we don't love. I don't think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please let me know. I don't think Ridge Holland is a heel that we love.
I will wholeheartedly agree with you, Denise. And by the way, Sheldon, first of all, shout out to homie Sheldon. Thank you for the super chat. I did have a week. I mean, another week because I've been getting family ready for everything situated. We're heading out to Nashville in the mornings. I get everything ready for the trip. Trying to finish up some other bookings I had, some other deals I had working on. I had to wrap that up though. But while I'm out there in good old Nashville, out here in the South, I'm gonna watch that video. I'm gonna watch that video now. We'll come back to you next week, Sheldon. Have a good report to you. All right, we got there in Nashville.
Love you, Sheldon's not gonna forget, right?
Oh no, never. Listen, never forget. Okay. I did it for The Rock. I
did like that. You're gonna be like, I watched the Skeet video. I did it for Sheldon.
Yeah, I did it for Sheldon. We go ahead and fail for Sheldon. I'm gonna do it next week though, man. For Sheldon, man, for real. Shout out to Super Chat though, man.
And BTW, just based off of what I have here on the chat regarding Ridge Holland, we got Zeno out here who says Ridge Holland has been pretty good heel, to be honest. Ender Buckley's like, I don't want to see that. Tony says Ridge is a joke like Butch. Oh no. John Deller says no way on Ridge. Larice Johnson says, I know it's going to happen. He's going to win. I love Ridge Holland as a heel. Sterling says, I would say Ridge Holland has Holland heat. And then Arnold Nicholson Jr. says Ridge has gotten back as a heel. We got Dr. J. Merritt who says Ridge definitely looks more comfortable in the ring. I think that was a point for him to find himself. And Raphael says, hell no, Trick Williams will retain NXT World Championship after deadline. So I'm going to be honest. I did see a few more pro Ridge Holland comments than I expected, but I feel like 60-40 on that, 70-30 maybe.
Denise, your theory is correct, guys. And I mean, all people who love Ridge as a heel, I think that's great. But it's not the fact that Ridge is doing great. This is the best work he has done admittedly. It really is. His promo tonight was very good, short and sweet. That's what you're supposed to do as a heel.
No, but I got to correct you, Chinedu. I got to correct you. Yes, it was short, but it was not short and sweet. It was short and simple. Well, Sweet would have been like if he came out here and said something so brief, but it was so captivating. Can you even remember what he said? What was his one line, Chinedu?
That is a good point. All right, listen, that's a good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was short and simple. I'll agree. And also to further double that down though, again, like it's not that what Ridge is done is so great. It's the fact that like what he did is what we hate. Like we all love Chase U so much. Any other heel could have done that, and they'd have booed him the same way. I feel it could have been anybody.
I'm not a Chase U fan, but I'm not jumping over the moon, being like I'm gonna go cheer Ridge Holland now. Yeah. I mean, I did last week for like 2 minutes, that was it.
You did. A little bit.
2 minutes. For 2 minutes, I was the fan club member of Ridge Holland.
Let me tell something, y'all. The Denise Chase U interview is never gonna happen, y'all. It is never gonna happen.
If it happens, Andre Chase is gonna grab me, super kick my ass, and that's it. He's gonna be like, so, and I'm gonna be like, no comments. I'm not going to Chase University anytime soon. I'm sorry. Maybe I like it if they do something else. If they do something else, maybe it'll work for me. Until then, it is yet to be seen. All right. Where are we at with all of this? All right. Well, while I'm here, BTW, since we're on the topic of Trick Williams and Ridge Holland, I might as well get into one of the other announcements that went down. NXT has sort of been doing this random thing every week where they're starting to like include legends. Like we just saw Bully Ray do this whole thing with Trick Williams and that whole bit that they did there too. Well, they're keeping that kind of going in a certain way because they are continuing to bring in different legends and whatnot. So today, out of nowhere, we had Eric Bischoff pop up on screen, and Eric Bischoff is like, oh, hey, I like what I'm seeing, so I've decided that I'm going to be there next week. And I'm like, okay, this is super freaking random, but I feel like NXT understands one big thing, Chinedu, and you want to know what that one big thing is? People like the element of surprise. the randomness. People do like that stuff. Like it's really easy to get on the news circuit when you do random stuff like this, right? Obviously, Eric Bischoff is Eric Bischoff, so people are going to be talking about it. And it's the same thing with what they did with Bully Ray. Oh, okay, Bully Ray's on. People are going to be mentioning it here and there. And so, yeah, I feel like they do it to kind of keep NXT in on the news. But I also feel what NXT fans really like about NXT, though, is the actual NXT talents. Like, I don't think it really makes too much of a difference bringing in certain people to kind of help, I guess you can say, boost things up. Because truthfully, I feel that the NXT audience cares more about the NXT wrestlers than they do some of the legends that come in. And I could be wrong. And of course, it depends on the legend too. But I do feel like their favorite thing about NXT is the NXT people.
It is. As a big fan of the show, I look forward to seeing the actual talent. Them, like, the special guests are great. Like you said, surprises are really, really good. That's why for a good while, like when Tony Khan, not to bring up AEW, would do like a special surprise or, you know, big announcement, it really would pull in ratings for a bit because, again, people like surprise. We want to know, hey, what's going to happen? You know, it's really good though. So the way they did it was great. I was not expecting Bischoff at all. Wasn't even thinking about him on NXT programming at all. I think he did. And like, who is that? Is that in the crowd? Who is it? Oh, it's Bishop. Oh, Eric. That's all I didn't even know he was. He got on there. Great, cool promo. You know, Eric knows how to talk, whatever. So, you know, by the time I'm done with this, you guys are going to want to kill each other. By the way, do you guys remember that I beat Raw 4 weeks in a row? Like, yes, we remember, Eric. We remember. We didn't forget, sir. We remember. We'll see you next week. Thanks. Thanks. Somebody stop his thing. All right. It was great. I really enjoyed it. That's joking, whatever. I look forward to seeing him next week. But overall, you know, when we have surprises like that, it doesn't really affect it to me. I look forward to seeing the talent, the actual rosters. That's who I look forward to seeing. When they had Punk and Randy Orton, very great. Things like that. But that actually wasn't a surprise, wasn't it? It wasn't a surprise, never mind. But overall, I like the talent.
But it was still main roster. Well, it was main roster talents that are big stars, obviously, that were brought in. So I feel like that still counts because all of that stuff is going to make the news rounds. All of that. Yeah. If you bring in CM Punk to NXT, that's going to make the news. Everything that is unexpected, that is either main roster talent or legends, is going to make the news. But news that I'm excited about, though, is another person that was announced to be appearing on NXT. Now, I am super stoked to see X-Pac is going to be there next week, too. He had tweeted it out on like right before, and I was like, retweet. And then afterwards, they announced it on the actual broadcast showing his retweet. Now, I was so thrilled because the second that I posted it, I saw everyone's comments were like, yeah, X-Pac, woo! X-Pac is fucking cool. So it's really great to have him on. Obviously, everyone knows I'm a big fan. So I'm excited to see what he'll do and what's going to be the plan for that, because we know Eric Bischoff's going to be involved with the Ridge trick thing. I don't know exactly what Shawn's going to be doing. I don't know what they're going to have him do on the show exactly. Someone on Twitter mentioned like, oh, what if one guy's going to be on one guy's corner, like Sean Waltman on Trick Williams's corner and Bischoff on Ridge's corner. I have no idea. Someone pitched that on Twitter, but I don't know exactly what they're doing.
You know, I first of all, I never met Sean Waltman though. I've heard Frazer a really cool guy though. Is what I've been told. I've heard he's a really nice guy and things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing him there. I like X-Pac. I know people like X-Pac. I used to enjoy X-Pac. I'm one of the few people that did enjoy the X Factor theme song by Uncle Cracker. I did enjoy it. You dealing with the X Factor. I got everything I ever wanted, and I never been right by. I like the song. Oh, I know you hate X Factor, but you ain't gotta go and be like that. I say, how you gonna go and be like that? I like the theme song. All right, so I'm a fan. Looking forward to seeing them there next week. I hope it's not that segment. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Bischoff and X-Pac in a segment together. Have they ever done anything on camera together before?
Probably definitely in the past, but not on not recently.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be exciting. All right. So let me see, where am I at with all of this stuff? All right, we got Cheesesteak 59 who says Giulia Kelani was a great match. So much freaking fire, so much tenacity. That was the most exciting. To me, it was my favorite match of the night. I'm trying to think if there was another match. Yes, I also love the main event, but we'll talk about that later. But still, my match of the night, though, was Giulia and Kelani Jordan. And even Lola Vice and Ren Sinclair wasn't bad, but no, Giulia and Kelani were just on a different they were on a different level today, for sure. We got Terrence Johnson. here who says, Eddie, you know who's Ava? Eddie, you know who Ava's related to. So Eddie Thorpe kind of fucked up today, guys. Eddie Thorpe might be in the doghouse, and I'm speaking obviously in kayfabe here, but Eddie Thorpe, man, he's been kind of he's been a little upset at Ava because he doesn't like that his match for the Iron Survivor had interference, and now everybody's getting a second chance, last match, second chance, whatever they're calling it, another shot at trying to qualify for the Iron Survivor. And Eddie Thorpe is kind of irritated that everybody is basically getting this opportunity again when it should really just be him, according to him. And during this, he ends up accidentally like knocking down Ava, and Ava gets like thrown on the floor. And so Shawn Michaels comes out and like grabs him and is like, what the hell? And throws him up against the wall and is super freaking pissed. And I'm like, yo, we don't see Shawn on the show very often. So when we do, your attention is all in. And I'm thinking, that's interesting. It's always interesting to see who they have Shawn interact with on the actual broadcast. And this time it happened to be Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe went from the dancing dude to all of a sudden he's got some heat with Shawn Michaels.
And I will say too, Shawn did a great job of getting pissed. I was like, oh, wait a minute, he's really mad. At first, I was like, hold on, first of all, calm down, Uncle. No, what's going on here, man? You ain't gotta get that mad at the boy like that. But then it hit me. I was like, Shawn has foresight. He was like, do you know what's gonna come? Do you know what's coming now? Perhaps will be coming. The bloodline. Even scarier, The Rock. This girl's dad, okay? Now, trust me, I know, okay? Now, him and The Rock, he don't even like me that much, okay? He's gonna be extra pissed now. I mean, look what you did. So, I realized, you know what? That's why he's so mad. I understand. I get it. And Ava, to me, did a great job of selling that to me. The way it happened, like, oh, that was good. Great job, Ava. Great job. And again, shout out to Ava. So Ava be coming on here. I feel she's dressed to the part of like a general manager, but who also appeals to a younger audience too, though. So shout out to whoever doing the styling for her, whatever. Good job. Love Ava. Love the bloodline. Love the family. Rock, if you're watching, I love everybody, man. Please don't come in and eat us, please.
So I mean, look at this. This is gonna be Eddie, I'm curious to see what this is doing for Eddie Thorpe, right? Because after this, like, you got heat. Like, that's it. It was instant heat for Eddie Thorpe. So there you go. Like, all of a sudden, we're talking. I mean, how often have we ever talked about Eddie Thorpe here on this broadcast?
Yeah.
We don't talk about him often.
First of all, who? Bro, that's how much we talk about. That's how much we talk about him.
Like, Eddie Thorpe was just a guy on the show. And now at least there's some sort of purpose. People are angry at him, and we're wondering to see what this is going to do to Eddie Thorpe. How is this going to continue to further his character development? What does this mean for him on the show? Who is he going to be beefing with next? What is going to happen? What are going to be the conclusions of his actions that occurred here today? So at least on the bright side, hey, we got something to talk about in regards to Eddie Thorpe, because before there really wasn't that much. We got Tunde Iwad here who says, so apparently Obafemi is absent for whatsoever reason. After Ridge's defeat, will he go straight for Trick Williams? My man Chinedu, kudos from H-Town and Denise Winky Face. So Obafemi, yeah, man. We haven't seen too much of Obafemi at the moment. What are you thinking in regards to what happens after Ridge Holland hopefully gets defeated by Trick Williams? Do you see this coming down the line for Oba?
I absolutely do. And I want to say side note too, shout out to homie Tunde. My bro. That's my bro. Tunde, But yes, I will say I do see Trick beating him. I just feel like they need to build up some more credible heels. I feel it's good what they're doing as long as they feed him the Trick. I don't want Trick to lose. And I do think it's maybe my theory is let's give Obafemi some time off TV. Let's not forget about him though, but when he comes back, let it be a surprise. So I feel after Trick defeats Ridge, boom, Obafemi comes out of nowhere, attacks Trick. That's my guess, and that chapter begins. Ridge is a one and done to me. I feel one and done because I feel that everything with Andre chasing them, I don't think that's over. I don't think it's over.
Remember how we felt about Ethan Page and Noam Dar? No, I'm sorry, Trick Williams and Noam Dar. And remember how we felt about Trick Williams and Noam Dar, and then Ethan Page and Oro Menza?
Yeah.
Like, they weren't really like big challengers for the champion at the time, right? That's sort of how I feel about Ridge Holland, but it's just he's still slightly above, though, both of those guys. But I do feel the exact same way that I felt for those two feuds, where I'm like, this doesn't really feel like it's a real big challenge to these champions. And so even though I do see Ridge Holland, like the booking of Ridge Holland, a little bit better than what they did with Noam Dar, a little bit better than what they did with Ora Menza, it's still not. It's still relatively close, though, is what I'm saying. And I'm not into it. It doesn't feel like a big matchup. Like, it doesn't feel like a big thing. When you're talking to me about Deadline, I'm going to talk to you about the Iron Survivor matches. Like, I'm really not going to bring up this match between Trick and Ridge.
I agree with you. Ridge is not,
I don't know. But hopefully we get it together at some point, though. Because here's the thing, like, I do want things to work out for him on NXT, because that's the whole point, right? Like, it's either things work out for you on this brand or they don't. And you don't obviously want to see anybody like lose their job or anything like that. We don't want that. So I do hope they find something that works for Ridge. On the bright side, like I said, it is a little bit better than what we saw with Noam Dar and Ora Menza. So at least now, there's a little bit of a hope. Like there's an effort being made, Chinedu. Like they are making an effort on NXT to get the guy over. It may not be working for everybody, but at least there's an effort being made. And I feel like we have to at least respect that, right?
Absolutely. I'll say it again. I love the effort. I feel he'll be better suited for the North American title division. Put him there. Just put him over there. Not world title.
Christopher Marino says, Chinedu, stop turning everyone heel. You can be mean and angry and not want to take crap from others and still be a face. Christopher's kind of right, Chinedu. You see everyone's inner heel.
I do.
Wesley, Kelani, who else?
I can see it. Honestly, I can see a heel in Soruka. I know you see a face. I can see a heel in that too. I can see that turn. Although I don't want to see it in her, though. I could honestly see it. Who else? I could see who was on there. Not Javon Evans, not him. Who was the face? Who's the face? No, everything escaped me right now. Who are some good faces right now?
What about the Hale? Can you see her as a heel, considering how like sweet she is?
I truly can. On the real, I can. I can see her doing that, changing the hair color when she comes back. Who is that? Is that Thea Hale? You know, like, but not like Cody, where he comes back black and we're like, we hate it so much, bro. Don't do that ever. He hate that so much, bro. We don't do that. She'll come back. I'm imagining either, a dark brown, maybe even like a strawberry, like, what I'm saying, color. You never know, but I feel that could work. Throw her in there, in the women's North American title division. Throw her in there, have her have a good run. She's angry, I've had to go on my own for so long anyway. Never had my back. Chase is always gambling the university away. I'm glad it's over. I never liked it anyway. Stuff like that could work. It really could work. And for me, Chris, I just see, I'm just seeing what I feel will be the natural progression of a person's thoughts. Naturally, Wesley should have been healed. Naturally. By the way, since we're on Wes, real quick, I love Wes. Why was he dressed like the captain of a bowling team tonight? I don't understand why we're doing this. We need to get Wes. Please call Andrade. Please.
Maybe Andrade was like, nah. Ghosted. Hey, I don't know. I'm just making
or something.
Up now.
Call Carmelo Hayes. Maybe. I know y'all are tight, right? He came out. He cut his hair. I'm cool with the cutting hair. I wish some of us aren't able. Some of us able to cut hair like that. Good stuff. So I'm proud of you on that, West. Though, but man, let's get them close together, man. Just my opinion. But thank you for the super chat, Christopher. You're the best.
Steven Marchulli says NXT story progression is cooking high level. Is Ava getting back in the ring? I don't think with this particular story, no. I'm going to say no right now. I think she's kind of doing her thing as GM. I think they've invested a whole lot in her as GM, and it's kind of going in a decent direction for her. I think she has definitely gotten and grown into the role of GM. So I'm going to say kind of leave it at that. We got Christopher Marino here who says, I think Cora Jade is winning the last chance. Ooh, with your feelings would be heartbroken, Chinedu.
They would.
See Cora also being in there.
Man, I could too. That Chris, you made me say, Chris, why are you doing this to me, bro? You sit up here, you call me out for my heelish making waves, and then you sit up here and you put Core Jade in the atmosphere. Man, what are you doing to me, Christopher? What's going on, man? I thought we were boys. What's happening? What's going on here, man?
We got Nell D who says, Denise, mi amor, ¿cómo estás? I'm doing good. Thanks so much for the kind comment, Nell D. I appreciate it. We got Cheesesteak 59 who says, with the way the women are cooking, there should only be one NXT men's match per week, and that match should get all the commercial breaks.
Oh,
damn. Cheesesteak 59 demoted the men.
I mean, I hate to
Sorry,
I mean,
she's hilarious because we don't get this very often.
Yeah, very hilarious though. Because I mean, I'm telling you the truth, man. Because on NXT, like Denise said last week, women are money. That's the truth. The truth.
I don't know. I think it's just like it's so hard, right? Because here's the thing, like the men's Iron Survivor is also looking really good. Like it's gonna be really great. We got Wesley's a part of that, Javon, Nathan Frazer, Ethan Page. Ethan Page, you mentioned that match earlier that he had with Axiom. That was a pretty damn fun match, but it feels like unless it's the top guys, unless it's the guys you really, really care about, everybody else is just like the interest is not so high, right? Like, I don't even gotta ask you, like Tony D and Shawn Spears, like what was the interest level of that for you? Maybe it wasn't that high. I don't think it wasn't that high for me, right? And so that is kind of impacting the men's division where it's like it's a very, very few guys that you have interest in. And I feel like that's what they got to work on. They got to get you more interested in other guys. And I know they're trying because we're seeing it with Ridge Holland. It's just not working. They're trying though. There's an effort being made here. But with the women though, like let's say they're not even a top female on the show, right? Let's say they're not a Roxanne. They're not a Cora. They're not a Stephanie or a Giulia. I feel like you at least still care. For example, today when we got Ren Sinclair versus Lola Vice. Granted, Lola Vice is I would say a bigger star than Ren Sinclair on the roster. But let me ask you, did you care about Ren Sinclair and Lola Vice?
I actually did. I was invested in, so I wasn't invested. I mean, when Axiom in the Axiom match, I already knew he wasn't gonna win. It's just because like he's not even booked that strong as a singles guy. I already knew that was going to be just one of those. I was surprised they got as much time as they did. It was a great match, but Lola Vice and Ren, even though like I'm not as high on Ren as I am Lola, I was still interested in that match because again, I love Lola Vice. I wanted it to happen. I wanted to see if Jada Parker was going to interfere. So different parts of the storyline had me interested in seeing what would happen in the match. Like Jada didn't come out, of course, but I was waiting for her to come out and interfere in the match. And I mean, Lola beat the brakes off that girl tonight, man. I was like, that was real aggressive, like in that ring. So yeah, I was really into it, man. Lola's amazing, man.
But see, you proved my point, though, Chinedu, and that was the point that I was trying to make, was that even if people like Ren Sinclair, who aren't a big star yet, there's just more intrigue in the women's division on NXT that you're like, I still care about this match because of the reasons that you just stated. And speaking of that match, I might as well get to it. Lola called out your girl, Jada Parker. And it looks like they're going to be doing an underground match because she basically said, like, I'll see you underground. I don't know if this is happening at Deadline or if this is happening someplace else. I don't think they actually said yet. Please correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But regardless, that could be the other direction that we see your girl going in, Jada, and it's most likely going to be her and Lola in this NXT Underground match. So Lola does not lose these matches, and when they do make this match official, Chinedu, I know you're going to be mad, but I want Lola to continue her undefeated streak in these Underground matches. I know this is hurting you, Chinedu.
Pain, extreme pain. Because I'm gonna have to agree with it as well, and here's why. This is a street fight. Jada Parker wins all the way. I feel these are different things. They're two different types of matches though, so I feel both of them can have their runs and their streaks. Jada Parker didn't win that street fight. That's her alley. Now we're going to Lola's alley. It's only right she win in an underground match because again, like this is Lola's area, and she even looks different in these matches. She looks so much scarier to me. And these matches goes underground. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just hope I hope Dabba-Kato isn't somewhere waiting on it to be called. it's not the kind of underground, man. No one's calling you. They just call me. No one call you for underground. But I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see it. And like you said too, the better booking of this would be for Lola Vice to get that win. So yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. We got Corey MacArthur here who says, Denise and Chinedu, what's going on? NXT was a good show. Whoop that trick. Shouldn't lose the championship. Love the dynamic with you two. Thank you so much, Corey. Corey has been really great, has been supporting all of the shows. So thank you so much, Corey, for that. You have no idea how much I don't think anyone here really has any idea how nice it is to see people come back, because it just, it's like, okay, you liked it enough to come back, and that's always very nice. But thank you so much, Corey, for the love. And yes, I thought today was a good show of NXT.
Absolutely, Corey. And by the way, Corey, great hairline, man. His he'll coat like mine's on the way out, final tour. You know what I mean? Way out though. But yours, I'm looking at that. That's coast to coast strong right there, my boy. All right, I love you. Love to see it. You love to see it.
You change into a totally different person. Shouldn't do with and without the hat. It's like I got a new co-host, like right before my eyes. Watch. Okay. Try something. Okay, you know when people do this, you need to try that. You shouldn't do with your hat, shouldn't do without your hat. Two totally different people. Oh my god, you changed right before my eyes. Bippity boppity boo, let's bring out Cinderella's godmother. Oh, it's savage. All right. We got Sleaze Boy here who says, for Royal Rumble, I want Mandy Rose to make a surprise return, and then Corey Graves, Wade Barrett, and Pat McAfee start simping for her on commentary. I mean, I don't know about Corey Graves. I mean, he's he's married, just had a baby. And then Pat McAfee, he doesn't really simp on the commentary. Neither really does Wade Barrett. Sometimes I think he does, but it's mainly Booker T. Like Booker T loses his mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, Booker T does that. Like Pat McAfee, he like simps out for Jey Uso. So that's who he does this for. That's who if anybody. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Sleaze Boy. We got Jay Stone here who says the men's NXT North American title stuck in hell right now and is trapped in this Tony D. Shawn Spears vortex. Where's Oba? What happened to the game I love? Look, dude, I get it. We were just sitting here talking about how the Tony D. Shawn Spears match didn't really generate too much intrigue. And it wasn't horrible, but the intrigue just wasn't there. Oba Femi. I look, Tony D and Oba Femi had a really great match. I didn't even hate it. Afterwards, when Tony D won, I came out here and I defended it only for the simple fact that I enjoyed that match. And I was like, okay, if that match was good, maybe we'll continue on and we'll see some really great stuff moving forward. Unfortunately, it really hasn't been there, so I feel like I got egg on my face. But yes, we won Oba.
Boy, Jay, that was hilarious, boy. Sorry. 100%, Jay. I want to applause, man, because it is stuck in his vortex, man. It's not even, I wasn't interested in that match at all.
We got Sam Boone who sends in a generous super chat and says, hey, Denise, did you work with X-Pac before AfterBuzz TV? Yes, I did. I worked with X-Pac for 3 years. That was the first wrestling podcast that I ever did. And that was really cool. A very, very great experience. I learned so freaking much. There's so many things that I wish I would have done differently with my social media during that time, in terms of like, I wish I would have been smarter. I wish I would have known now how I promote myself now. I wish I knew back then, so that I could have promoted myself on that podcast a little bit more. But I think a lot of people that watched it, obviously they'll remember that I was on there. But I think the most memorable is, of course, the 2019 Hell in a Cell watch along where X-Pac, said some things, and I was just sitting there because I didn't know what to do and I didn't know how to act. But no, X-Pac was a really great person, a very, very kind person. And I actually just saw him. Where was I going? I was going somewhere. I was flying somewhere. God, what month are we in? What pay-per-view? I don't even know what pay-per-view I was going to, guys. I'm sorry. It's all a blur now. I was going to some WWE pay-per-view, and X-Pac was it Bad Blood or was it SummerSlam? Sorry, this is going to nope, it wasn't Bad Blood. It might have been SummerSlam. Sorry. I'm trying to remember who and what happened. But anyways, no, I was really thrilled because we were on the same flight, Shawn and I, to and from the event. And so it was very nice because we got to like sit down for like a whole hour before the flight and just like catch up on things. And he, because we did work together so closely for like 3 years, guys, like he became like sort of a mentor to me during that time period. And I really feel like when a lot of people didn't believe in me, because a lot of people at AfterBuzz TV, they did not believe in me. Like they did not. In fact, like at one point they even got rid of me because they didn't think that I fit in. And obviously I didn't have a name for myself or anything like that back then. And, you know, the powers that be at AfterBuzz were just kind of like not really feeling me out on that podcast. And then afterwards, like it lasted exactly like a few hours because, you know, X-Pac was like, no, I want her on this podcast. And so I stayed on the podcast because X-Pac believed in me. So every single time when I think about that time period of my life, Chinedu, I always think about how X-Pac always believed in me when a lot of other people did not. And had he not given me that opportunity, had he not allowed me to be on his show, on his platform, then I would have never gotten noticed by SRS, by Sean Ross Sapp over on the Fightful podcast. Because when I got hired by Fightful, it was Sean Waltman who went and told Sean Ross Sapp, told him, hey, you need to hire this girl because blah, 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 whatever reasons, you know? And so I always think about that because it's something, actually, this is the first time I ever said that. I've never spoken, Chinedu, about how a lot of people at AfterBuzz did not believe in me, but X-Pac believed in me. And I will always be thankful for that.
And that is an amazing story, man. Also, everybody in the comment section, if you guys can leave some clap emojis in there for Sean Waltman, man. Shout out to him, and round of applause in the podcast for Sean, man, for real. And screw AfterBuzz TV. Don't even watch y'all, man. Don't even watch our lame ass channel, boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know. Don't mind watch out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bullshit that channel. But I mean, Denise, that's truly an amazing story, though. I mean, like that truly is like, man, Sean's like a really nice dude, and I mean, and again, shows you how long, like how hard this grind really is, though, man. Because people really will not be in your corner. It's a testament that with so many no's, all you need is one good yes to keep it going. That's just a shout out to Shawn, man. Really good dude. That's a really great story, Denise.
Yeah, I'd never shared that before, but thank you so much, Sam. We got Terrence Johnson here who says 2 hints. It was Gigi. 1, the orange-haired dog. 2, your past will haunt you. So let's get into that because we had TATUM PAXLEY versus FALLON HENLEY. Of course, we knew FALLON HENLEY wasn't going to be dropping her women's NXT North American title, which she just won. However, the fans really like TATUM PAXLEY. She's piqued a lot of people's curiosity. And so great match. I love when Tatum hits her 450. That's always very enjoyable to watch. She was so spunky with those insiguries that she was hitting FALLON HENLEY with. But prior to all of this, though, there was an earlier segment in the night where she was playing with her dolls, right? And before that thing ends, before the segment ends, we actually see somebody pick up one of her dolls, and it's a red-haired doll. And there are not many 2 people that are red-haired in WWE. Of course, it's like Becky Lynch, it's Gigi Dolan, and I can't even think of anybody else with red hair right now. There's girls with a bunch of colorful hair, but not like full-on red Bloody Mary type of hair. So instantly, I think a lot of people put 2 and 2 together that, hey, Gigi Dolan was going to be coming back. Now, the last time we saw Gigi Dolan, she was in a storyline with Ariana Grace, if you recall. Ariana was giving her like a whole makeover thing that was happening. But unfortunately, Gigi got hurt, and so she was gone for a bit, and now she's back. She attacked Fatal Influence because after Fallon defeated TATUM PAXLEY, FALLON HENLEY Fatal Influence continued the attack on Tatum, and so Gigi Dolan came out and helped her out. And so now it looks like we're going to be getting a partnership between Gigi and Tatum, and I am here for it because they have very similar aesthetics. They're both like goth girl types.
I definitely agree too. I was happy to see Gigi Dolan back. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see her, and then I was like, oh man, that's right. I almost forgot about Gigi Dolan. And speaking of which, Ariana Grace, what happened to her? Is she injured?
No, I think they just probably don't have too much for her right now. Is my assumption, because that's what she was last doing.
Okay, man. Again, it's so many women on the roster, man. So much talent. It's crazy to be like, that's right about her. But yes, I think it was really great. The crowd responded so well to Gigi coming back. I mean, that was really, really good. I loved it. Again, so I did not expect Fallon to drop that title, although I did truly enjoy seeing Tatum's like moveset. Like, I mean, when you see like her character, I get so caught up in her kind of gimmick, I forget she's cold in that ring. You forget because of the gimmick. But she's in there like hitting, like even in transition, hitting those flips, those cartwheels, everything. I was like, this girl is amazing. And the crowd was on fire for her. So I was like, whenever they decide to pull a trigger on her, I gotta build, just like Chelsea Green, a huge built-in baby face that you cannot deny.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel. Oh, and I was going to say you didn't say heel this time, Chinedu. I thought you were going to go with heel for Tatum.
Yeah. Oh no. She will make. I feel she will be a great face because she's one of the people. Shouldn't necessarily have to go out there and cut a face promo. Her actions will speak for themselves, though. She'll be like, even in her kind of own way. Paula Doll, you've been very bad. Bow, pull the head off. That's all she has to do, and she does what she already does. Perfect.
Also, thank you to the chat who's reminding me that Ariana is over on the TNA side of things doing the NXT hustle. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that, but I had seen, because I had seen the clip with her and her dad as well. So I had seen that, but that's been a while. It's been a few weeks since I saw that, so I kind of forgot. But all right, let's see. Where did we leave off here? All right, so yes, Terrence Johnson. I'm excited to see Gigi and Tatum hopefully continue as a tag team. Like, let it be a real thing. I love it. I love the idea of these two girls together. We got Arnold Nicholson Jr. who says first Trick versus Wesley. Then we get Oba versus Trick. Yeah, I don't even think, do we ever get the Wesley Trick one? Because remember when they did the CW premiere, it was Trick and Wesley that had that whole promo war. And then it was interrupted by Jey Uso and they had the yeet moment.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, we just completely forgot Wes was there. He just said, Wes just sat down in the seat. He was like watching the show. This is great. Aren't you in the segment, Wes? Oh, yeah. No, don't worry about me. It's all good, man. It ain't going to come back to me.
Yeah. We got Malik Black here who says, I just noticed so far the Iron Survivor hasn't had any repeat competitors, new people each year so far. Hey, that's actually a good point. Let me look at this really quickly because I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up all of the past Iron Survivor matches. Yeah. I'll have to look at that in just a second because
Trick won last year.
All right, hold on. Let me run this through really quickly. All right, so 2022 for the men, it was Grayson Waller, Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Joe Gacy, and Axiom. And for the women, it was Roxanne Perez, Zoe Stark, Cora Jade, Kiana James, and Indy Hartwell. That was 2022. 2023 was, let's see, who do we have at 2023? For the women, it was Blair Davenport, Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, Kelani Jordan, and Fallon Henley. And then for the men, it was Trick Williams, Dijak, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bates. And so, yeah, none of those people are in either Iron Survivor this year. Malik Black, thank you so much for pointing that out because I honestly had not realized that. I love that. Thank you so much. We got Corey MacArthur here who says, thanks, Chinedu. I'm a fashion stylist and my brother's keeps my hair on point. DWO crew is here for you, Denise. That's why we come back. Let's go. That's so cool. We got Malik Black here who says, I'm picking OTM to win the Battle Royal next week. I feel like you could kind of go any direction, but holy smokes, that would do a whole lot for OTM for sure, because they've been in the background. Their girl Jada has like surpassed them.
Yes.
She doesn't even remember them. She forgot about them already.
Yeah, like Jada can go right together. Man, I don't know. I'm riding with Shawn and them today. I don't know if we ride together. I'll get back to you though. But that would be a good win for them though, because I really feel that would be great because again, they've been in the background for so long, and that'll be something different. It'll be good.
Right. We got Sleaze Boy here with a very generous super chat who says, waiting Corey would go crazy during Mandy's entrance. Also, missed opportunity. AEW should have had Rick Ross introduce Swerve first night as champion and go on about repeating, making history. Yeah, that would have definitely been cool. I know that he had been at the shows before, and they've been really good at like getting like celebrities and whatnot for like Swerve Strickland. When he was champion, they had a lot of like those interactions. But then also, I mean, God, we just had the Rizzler Isn't it so crazy? This little kid is a big draw.
Yeah.
Along with his, the whole, I don't know what is the full name? It's AJ and Big Justice and then the Rizzler. But yeah,
that's just
guys. There you go.
It just goes so you never know who truly will get over. And my favorite Rick Ross memory has to be you a big MF. I said, boy, Rick, Tony paid him how much money? He said that.
They did so good, by the way. Oh my God. So my favorite clip right now of so Big Justice and AJ did a interview with Tony Khan and all of this, right? I did not see anything from that interview except one clip. And it's the cutest little thing because Big Justice goes to Tony Khan and he goes, "Thank you, Mr. Khan."
Oh, that's cute.
It was so fucking cute. I was like,
that's
oh
cute.
Shit. Right. And his little voice, "Thank you, Mr. Khan."
Yeah. And if you're a parent too, you like, oh, that's so sweet. That's that's beautiful too, man. Because like the kid was super excited to be part of it, man. You can never hate on the kid being excited about something like that. Like a kid's excitement will just automatically just make you happy. To me.
Yeah, but they did a good job though in terms of promoting the show. And hey, man, I can't disrespect the hustle, man. You got to respect the hustle. So good for them, man. All right. We got Saif Dunn Super here who says really fun show, but send everyone involved in the North American title match to OVW or Ring of Honor or whatever. I'm assuming we're talking about the men, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, man, shout out to OVW, man. Shout out to Jim Cornette, man. That's 2002 is legendary still to this day in OVW. I will have to agree with them a little bit, man. That North American division is not the people who should be in it right now aren't in it. Wes Lee, Javon Evans, those guys should be in it right now, not Tony D and Sean Spears. I'm sorry, guys. I don't hate you guys personally, no, man, but it's just the booking. That's all, guys. Nothing personal.
We got Nell D who says, I know this is NXT night, but free Ricky Starks. Well, for those of you who have been online, there is a new, controversy, drama, whatever you want to call it, that just broke not too long ago. But basically, GCW announced that AEW has pulled Ricky Starks from all of the future shows, right? So I think he was announced for like 2 shows, one that hadn't even been announced yet, and he's been pulled from those shows. Now, in regards to Ricky Starks, he has not been on AEW programming for a very long time. And we don't really exactly know why or what the reason is, but I think you can tell that there is some sort of it's just not going well. Like the relationship between Ricky Starks and AEW does not look like it's going well based on the fact that he hasn't been on TV. And Ricky Starks has definitely said multiple times, like, I'm not injured, I'm good to go. All of that has been happening. And so for the longest time, they kind of kept it under wraps, like, hey, when is Ricky Starks' contract up? When is it up? And then I believe Fightful reported that it was up. I think they said sometime during 2025. Not going to give a specific date because I forgot when they said. But the point is that he's still under contract with AEW for quite a bit. Now, it kind of sucks because if you're not on TV and you're still under contract and you're able to wrestle, of course, it sucks when you're basically either sitting in catering or you're not even going to the shows, right? Now, a lot has happened in the last 72 hours with Ricky Starks in that we saw him make an appearance with GCW and he said a bunch of stuff, right? And then on top of that, he did an interview with Chris Van Vliet that dropped today. And in that interview also spoke a lot about basically not appearing on AEW and it being a mind fuck and all of these things, right? And then on top of that, there's a lot of drama, guys. There's a lot of drama. I'm just trying to recap it all. On top of that, there was some comments, and I haven't seen the comments that were made, but apparently there were some comments made by Effie in regards to Shad Khan, which is the father of Tony Khan. Apparently this was made on TikTok. I haven't even seen it yet, but that happened. So then we also had the fact that GCW announced Hammerstein shows for next year, sometime in January, right? Well, AEW is also running some shows there as well during the exact same period, back to back to back. So in another interview, Brett Lauderdale, GCW president, spoke about how he didn't really like that Tony Khan did that because usually you're not supposed to do that. There's like an unwritten rule that if you book a venue, you got to wait a couple more weeks or whatever until you book that venue again, just to kind of keep it cool with everybody. So I say all of this to say that all of this has sort of kind of boiled up into one big controversy where it's like AEW is now hurting both Ricky Starks and GCW, but then it's at the same time, well, GCW did this, Ricky Starks did that. So it kind of feels like there's a little bit of blame just all across the board with GCW, with Ricky Starks, with AEW. So it's just a big giant mess right now. And it's a lot of, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I love GCW. I love AEW. I'm a big fan of Ricky Starks. So it's just kind of like all of these people that you like and all of these promotions that you like are just not seeing eye to eye right now.
They really should let Ricky Starks go. To me, he just seems like he just wants to leave so bad. Like he's brought up that he knows Cody Rhodes so many times. Y'all, he is telling y'all, I want to get up out of here. And I think it'd be the best thing for him too, honestly. Like, he's a great time. He's even said he said he was 34 years old, which I honestly thought he was younger than that because he looks so much younger than that, by the way. I thought he's like 27, 28. I'm like 34. What? Man, but I agree. I feel all companies. I do love all the companies. Although I joke about AW as well. I love that they have so many people employed there that get to live their dream and make great money doing it. Though you can't hate on the company like that overall. To me, in some ways. But I feel he'll be better off in NXT, in my opinion. Though he'll be more creatively, be more happier because there's so much going on in AW. I don't see where he would even fit in with storylines right now. It'd just be better for him to go. But hey, I don't know if the contract goes and all that though. But at the same time, if you're on the contract, he's there. He is getting paid to chill. So in some ways, I feel for him, but at the same time, you're getting paid to be at home, man. That ain't too bad either, man. Boy, you ain't taking bumps. Your body ain't hurt, me. Oh man, how you feel? I feel great. Pain-free today. It's awesome. It was great, man. So, I wish him the best, though, man. Shout out to Ricky Starks and No D and Denise Salcedo for having all these companies, man. They all love Denise, man. I don't know how you do it, too. Everybody likes Denise. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Except for that other place that we talked about earlier, man. Screw them, though. Don't worry about them. Except for them.
But yeah, I think right now the overall consensus, though, is like Nell D said, free Ricky Starks at this point because I mean, I think you want to personally, I feel like it's always it's so complicated, right? Because this is such a complicated issue, but at the end of the day, you want people to be happy and pursuing their dreams and whatnot. You never want to see somebody be unhappy. But at the same time, it's like you signed a contract and that's legally binding, and you also have to respect that. So everyone's going to have a different take on this. Everyone's going to have a different view on this. But I think it's one of those situations where everybody kind of had, everybody kind of, God, it's like, it really, really does suck to see this. I really do hope that they figure it out. If Ricky Starks wants out, I would hope that they figure that stuff out because at this point, like you said, there's a lot of other people that they're focusing on. So might as well, set him free, right? Set him free to go figure out and do whatever else he wants to do. So anyways, well, that's an ongoing story, guys. There's going to be a lot more information coming out from that. It's probably going to get uglier before it gets prettier. But hey, that, my friends, is the pro wrestling world. And that's just how things work. Business and craziness and chaoticness. That's what we've gotten used to. We've seen this a million times with other companies, and we'll continue to see it as we move forward. Alrighty, everyone. Well, that was our show for us here today. Tomorrow, AEW Dynamite review. Myself and Righteous Reg will be here. Friday, myself and Robin will be here to talk about SmackDown. Saturday, it is WWE Survivor Series War Games, and it'll be me doing the watch along. And then afterwards, I will be joined by Robin Lundberg to do the actual post show. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming, everyone, starting December 1st. You guys know this. I am going to be dropping, I'm going to be starting WrestleMyth, which means from December 1st through December 31st, I'm going to be dropping a video each and every single day. So I'm going to be super busy, but I really hope that you guys check those videos out. Of course, it's going to be all wrestling related. I have some really cool ideas, some really cool collaborations coming up, so I cannot wait for that. Also, December 2nd, that is it, guys. I'm officially done with Fightful. Yesterday was my last day, and then starting December 2nd, myself and Santi Zap will be here doing a Raw post show. I cannot wait to work all of that out. It's going to be a really, really good time. All right, everyone. Chinedu, what do you got going on?
I want to say usual tour getting the dates ready for my upcoming tour, and my Edgemate tickets will be available in another week. I'm excited about that. More dates will be added soon. I'll be all over Texas as well as places like Los Angeles, Atlanta, and New Orleans. More places will be added soon as well too. Main thing is check out WrestleMans. That's a very important thing, guys. A lot of great videos on there. I believe I might even pop up in the video here and there. You never know. Check it out every day. It's great content as well. But tune into that. Watch the channel here. I tuned into the last episode of Fightful. You know what I'm saying? I had my Kleenex ready. It was really great. That VO package that they made was beautifully hilarious. All right. You and me and you, that was hilarious as well. I thought it was a great episode. End of an era, but the beginning of an even more exciting one. I feel I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. You guys tune in on Monday, right? This is a new premiere. It's a big deal, right? A new era here at Speak Now Pro Wrestling. So you guys be sure to support, check it out. Denise and Santi is gonna be a great time. You do not want to miss it, all right? Besides that, watch all the videos right here on Denise Salcedo's channel, and don't be a dick. Give them a click, and that's it.
Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much. See you guys back here tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of your night. Bye, everyone.